Hello, we're back. Today we're in Berkeley. We didn't film yesterday because we didn't do anything that, you could film. But as you can see, we have a special guest.
Hi, I'm Richard.
Yeah, he's here to help with today's tour because he lives here because he's from here.
Yeah.
And I moved here 20 years ago and only lived here for 3 years. So everything I cared about is pretty much gone.
Hold on. Having lived in Bay Area 99% of my life, I can also say that everything I love that was here is also gone.
Yeah. You're still here, though.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's important. And also, if you're really cool, you might recognize where we are right now.
We're at the Berkeley Botanical Gardens.
Yeah. We're not at the Berkeley Botanical Gardens, but we were. We chose not to film that. Tell us about where we are.
So we're at the infamous 924 Gilman Street project. You can kind of consider it like the West Coast CBGBs. God, this place started with 83 or 85. Technically, it's owned by the Canning Shop out back, but they've been super cool with this place, letting it operate as a punk rock mecca on the West Coast. A lot of bands got their start here, most notably Rancid and Green Day and AFI. Any band in North America, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, at least toured through here at some point.
Did you ever play a show here?
Yeah, it's an unlisted video on my YouTube.
Oh, I never did, but I wish that I had.
It's not too late. All ages.
It might be too late, unless you want to start a band from
sure, why not at this point?
An extreme distance. So, went to some shows here in the mid-2000s.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you were here. A lot of other people
I feel part
of
me, because I started coming here right before I turned 18, and so I kind of feel like a lot of my young adult life was spent here. A lot of random life lessons, just growing up. So.
Yeah, we were 21 when I moved here, so this was pretty much it. I don't know, can you think of anything else interesting?
Green Day, as far as I can tell, still stays involved every so often. Was it in the 2010s, they donated a whole new sound system here. I feel like every 10 years they play Secret Show here and I always miss it. That brings me a lot of sadness.
I never encountered any of Green Day here.
2001, when my early show going, there was a Lookout Records showcase. I didn't drive then. My dad dropped me off. And everyone's like, oh, Green Day's playing. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. And after the last band played, my dad made me go home. I'm about to feel real old, and so are you. About an hour later, I hop onto LiveJournal and see everyone posting about how great Green Day's set was.
Dang.
I did see Billy Joe around that day. I couldn't muster up the courage to say hi. That was cool to see that. I was 5 feet from him.
I didn't know that. I only know your devastating AFI story, which is nearly as bad as my devastating
the haunting
AFI
of the Bay?
story.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad.
When it's crazy. Both our dads ruined our lives right around the same time. In 1999, I was not allowed to see AFI play at Graffiti in Pittsburgh because my dad said it was a school night and I wouldn't care about it in a year. And that was 26 years ago. And here we are.
Yeah.
But yours is maybe worse.
All right, so in 2001, October, around the time of Halloween, AFI did 3 shows at this old venue called Slim's in San Francisco. And they dubbed the whole thing Haunting of the Bay. I had tickets for each night. I went October 30th and November 1st. But my family wouldn't let me go out on Halloween because the terrorist attacks had happened on 9/11 the month prior.
And they thought that Slim's in San Francisco on Halloween was the next target.
I think more of the Bay Bridge. So I was so bummed. It's like a tease. I saw them the night before and the night after, but not the night that arguably kind of mattered the most. Spoopy Halloween.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's a travesty.
We don't have kids, but if we did, we wouldn't do that to them.
I wouldn't. I'd take them, honestly.
Yeah, we'd be there. I'd take somebody else's kids.
Yeah, I would too. I have nieces and nephews that are starting to do more social nightlife stuff, and I would say, hey, if you need me there, just let me know. If you need to call someone, let me know. I'm 6'5" for the record.
No, it probably looks like we're the same height, right?
Right.
All right. Anything else interesting we want to add here before we move on to our next stop?
The Doors.
The Doors.
Yeah,
we can.
This is not as confusing as the Winchester Mystery House, by the way.
Winchester Mystery House now costs $48 to go to.
The longest time on the side, there's only a single door if you'd want to. But I think it was last year or the year before. They did a little GoFundMe to make it double doors to honestly just help with emergency exits. It was pretty cow. There was 100 or 200 slots where if you donated $100, you'd actually get a piece of the chunk of the debris for cutting that out. So I did that. Got to support your scene.
Didn't you get like mugged here?
Yeah, so okay, we're going to personal history now.
Yeah.
So down the
Just remembered
street,
that. It was down here.
at like midnight or 1 in the morning after a show, I got mugged at gunpoint when I was 19. Yeah, that was kind of traumatic.
I remember that being very scary, and I
Yeah.
wasn't here yet. I knew you.
Yeah, I think it was like 2002. It was like a year or two before you moved here.
Oh, maybe we should talk about how we met, why we've known each other for this long.
There's a little thing called the AFI message board.
Yeah, and the only people now that I still know and talk to are people that I met from a message board
Yeah,
25-ish
minutes ago, yeah.
Yeah. No, we probably started talking in like 2000.
At least 2001, because that's when I started posting on there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. 2001. And then we met in person in 2004.
Yes.
The first time I came out here.
Yeah, because I think I played a show that weekend. And
Yeah,
then
and I came. There's a picture of us. It's very low res.
It is.
It's probably like 100 pixels or something.
It is, yeah.
Of us at that show. There's another picture of us that I need to find at some point in the next couple hours of us at my college graduation.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm hoping we can go up there and stand in the same spot and try to take the same picture.
Okay, yeah.
But I gotta find it somewhere so that we know how to stand.
The old alma mater.
Yeah.
I went there for 2.5 years, then I flunked out.
I mean, I graduated, but so far
I graduated elsewhere.
it hasn't really done anything to improve my life other than that I can constantly reference being a geographer,
Fair.
which so far has done nothing except led me to have an
Yeah.
extremely successful YouTube channel. All right, do we have anything else interesting?
I mean,
to
I
add
could
here?
point out some fun facts, like the building across the street, that used to be a Pyramid Brewing.
Oh, yeah.
And for the longest time, that was the only clean bathroom you could go to.
That was the first place that I ever tried green goddess dressing. That is my memory of that.
I have no idea what that is.
It's like a dressing that's like green.
Everything else feels like just closed, or like they put in Whole Foods like last decade, which is kind of nice, because before the brewery opened, that was the clean bathroom after Pyramid closed.
What about Chipotle?
Chipotle. Okay. I didn't look when I drove by to see if that Chipotle is still there.
It is.
It is.
That's the first Chipotle I ever went to, was that one.
So that Chipotle back in the day used to be like a little mom and pop pizza place. And it always sticks out in my head because when I first started going to shows, I think the first time I came to Gilman, I think it was a nerve agent show in 2001. I remember like just walking down the street, I want to get pizza, and I just saw all the nerve agents just like sitting at a table, hanging out, eating pizza. I'm like, whoa.
Crazy.
Yeah, because I grew up very sheltered until I forced myself to like live. So that was kind of like being 17, like, oh shit, like the band I'm going to see in a couple hours, just chilling right here, eating, you know. Now it's like, whatever, band members, who cares? You know, I'm too cool for this shit. But like coming of age back then, that was kind of like a core memory for me.
All those guys are like over 50 now.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, they are.
There's that.
I missed the Stormozine updates from Eric before every set. That was kind of cool.
I never saw the nerve agents because I didn't get here in time.
Down that way, there's some train tracks. There's a train station to the left. That's Christie Road, referenced on Green Day's album Kerplunk. And that whole song just about like going to shows and like getting drunk at Christie Road. So when I was 17, I did the exact same thing as a little fanboy. Also because, you know, I was 17, not 21, and could just legally drink, allegedly. I think the statute of limitations is up, right?
Yeah, I don't think you can like get grounded.
I'm
now.
25 now, so. But yeah, man, it's kind of a trip just because like I don't come out this way that often anymore, but like I just kind of see like my young adult like history like kind of come alive again when I look up front and see all the stickers on the windows and whatnot. The last time I was here was actually last month. Someone started like a Gilman goth night. I'm like, oh cool, right? You know, I love Gilman, you know, it's my history. Then like I love like swirling around to goth music. That's cool, right? But like legitimately I turned 42 pretty soon, and my friends and I got in there. We realized the average age was like 19 to 20, and it was super awkward.
Problem with all ages.
Yeah, but you know what? Credit to whoever sets that up, to giving like younger people into alternative music. Like, here's another option for you to check stuff out without having to be 21 and going further, right? Even though obviously it's not for me. I'm not hating on it.
Are we ready to move on to the next spot?
Yeah. Later, Gilman. I think I got it right this time. Now we're at the Berkeley Botanical Gardens.
No, welcome to my former home in the mid-2000s. Yeah, I lived on the bottom of this house. It's now actually A and B.
Yeah.
Back at the time, the address was 966 and a half. They must have eliminated halves from addresses.
Bayarea, gentrification and house flipping. There you go.
Yeah, and it is flipped inside.
Yeah.
They probably don't have, like, mice anymore. There was mice when I lived there.
I just remember hitting my head on, like, the ceiling light a lot.
Yeah, ceiling very low in the bottom. Fun fact, these, like, losers lived above us. And after we all moved out, I think our, like, Craigslist roommates still lived here. So he was able to tell us about how one of the guys who lived upstairs had a gun. And I guess he was cleaning the gun or doing something with the gun. But anyway, he shot through the floor down to the downstairs.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, that didn't happen while we were there.
No.
Just irresponsible idiots. But it kind of looks the same. It wasn't blue back then. This was the first place I lived when, like, Netflix became a thing.
Oh, wow.
And
yeah,
I'd get, like, the DVDs in the mail.
Yeah.
And they were always broken. And I confronted the mailman right out here once, like, doing this with him. I was, what are you doing? Why are my Netflix DVDs always broken when I get them?
Did Netflix charge you for that?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
Fair.
I mean, sending, like, a CD through the mail, like, and they were just in that paper envelope, like, that could have happened at any point during the journey.
True.
Oh, another fun fact. The first earthquake I ever experienced, I was in here. I was sitting on the bed putting makeup on, and, like, it was really loud and stuff rumbled. And I was like, oh, it's one of the trucks at that place over there with all the barbed wire. And I didn't even know it was an earthquake.
Honestly, a lot of quakes that happen out here feel like that. Or maybe I've lived here too long and got kind of jaded and like, oh, everything rumbled a little bit. But I do remember the 89 quake, and that felt like a disaster movie.
You remember?
All right, there's a good story. I was 6 years old. I just got done watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon. And I'm running around like, oh, yeah, all the weapons. And, like, they surfed or skated in that episode. So I'm like, yeah. I jumped in my hallway. I'm like, yo, dude, now I'm, like, surfing, right? And then the earthquake hit, and I thought I was really surfing. It was so sick. And then my dad grabbed me and pulled me, and we sat on the couch until it was over.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's good timing.
Yeah. So where were you during 9/11?
I kind of slept through that because, like, I just started college, but I didn't have, like, I had, like, afternoon class or something. So I remember I woke up at, like, 10, and, like, someone messaged me on AOL Instant Messenger and said, we're under attack. I'm like, what? And I started, not even Googling at that point, Yahoo searching, like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, oh, shit, turn on the news, and the rest is literally history.
I think, well, you graduated a year ahead of me, so you, like, somehow cheated the system. I was still in high school.
Out here, when you're born in November, you're kind of on that cusp. And if you have Asian parents, they'll make you go earlier than later. So that's what happened to me. Look how I turned out.
Well, I had the extra year, and you're a month and 10 days older than me.
That's true.
And it didn't benefit me either.
You've lived more places than I have.
Yeah, but a lot of them were, like, not as cool as being here.
You've lived abroad.
Yeah, but look where we're revisiting. Not there.
That's true.
But, yeah, this is it. The bars on the windows are gone, so neighborhood must be a little bit gentrified.
Yeah. Only clear memory I have, besides hitting my head, was one time you had a party here. You were all drinking.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, we just started calling people in bands and prank calling them.
That was, like, something I feel like we did a lot back then. Like,
true, but it's like a rough, blurry memory of being drunk and laughing because everyone was prank calling, like, semi-famous people in bands. I can't remember what bands, but I remember it happening. And then, like, once the voicemail was left, laughing afterwards.
Yeah, there was, how are we having a party here? We didn't.
I don't know if it was
a bunch of people living here who weren't from here.
And then me.
And, like, those, like, guys upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
I do remember, like, thinking, like, because there's, like, a little back patio area, thinking, like, we don't have any chairs. And I, like, went to some place down on the corner and bought, 4 plastic chairs.
I remember that.
And I bet those chairs are still back there.
Probably. Also on the way here, I forgot how close you lived to Gilman.
Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
It was pretty convenient.
Yeah.
But when I lived here, so there's 3 bedrooms in here. It's pretty small, but there's 3 bedrooms. The rent was $1,200 a month total, not per person. And when I looked this place up
I miss those days.
On Zillow the other day, it was last rented like 2 years ago, maybe, for like $3,700 a month.
Sounds about right.
I mean, it's fine here, but
welcome to the East Bay.
Yeah. Let's go eat.
Sounds good. I'm so hungry.
And then we will continue our tour further down the East Bay.
All right, I'll see you all at the Berkeley Botanical Gardens.
Okay.
All right, welcome. Get it right this time. We're here at the Berkeley Botanical Gardens.
Yes, the second location that I lived at in the Bay Area, not the Berkeley Botanical Gardens, but the Pepper Tree Apartments in Hayward, California, which looks exactly the same as it did when I moved out of it in 2008.
I'm gonna be real, it's probably exactly the same from when it was erected.
You think it was the same as when it was erected?
Yeah, that's official building terminology there.
Oh, that's right. You are a professional.
Weirdly enough, yeah.
When I moved out of here, my dad came to, see me graduate, but also to help me move out of here. And we went to the gas station, I think, down there on the corner. And I was driving, and he went in to get a drink. And this was like when energy drinks were like starting to become more of a thing. And he goes in and gets one and sits down, and I start pulling out of the parking lot, and I look over at what he's got, and he's cracked open a Spark. You remember those?
No.
They were alcohol and energy drink in the same can.
Shit, I only know about Four Loko.
That he was then drinking in the front seat of the moving vehicle. And I said, Dad, that's alcohol. What? No, not this. Anything else interesting about Hayward you can think of?
It's the heart of the Bay. And I know, like, that's the official nickname, but it's kind of true, because if you live here or like any of the surrounding cities, without traffic, you're pretty much 30 minutes from anything in the Bay Area.
Yeah, I said that on the way down here. I said, when I first started going to school here, I had to drive from Oakland down to here. And he said, you drive a motor vehicle on a freeway with multiple lanes? And yes, it's true. I did that with no GPS. By myself. How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore. Well, today when we got on the Bay Bridge, his first time on it ever, and also, of course, he's driving, we're in the underneath part.
Yeah.
And I said, during the earthquake, this is the part that just...
In all technicality, the current Bay Bridge is new. It was built, I forgot how many years ago. The original Bay Bridge was like half a mile to the side. And they were slowly dismantling it as the new one got erected, like fully, and was opened. So yeah, the current Bay Bridge was not part of the 1906 earthquake, nor the 1989 earthquake, nor the earthquake that'll probably happen in about 30 minutes.
Well, nobody was here for the 1906 earthquake. Well, I mean, the people were. We weren't. You weren't.
No. Maybe in a past life.
But people did get smashed, right, on the bridge?
I would assume,
portions
sadly.
Of it came down.
Yeah, because it's a double-decker.
Personally, I don't find that as scary. I mean, obviously that would be horrible, but like the idea of being on BART actually scared me worse than being on the bridge.
Because if you take BART from the East Bay into San Francisco, it actually goes under the water. So if you're claustrophobic, is a way to face your fears.
Hayward's not like the most exciting place on earth.
No, it's a nice little suburb.
But it was okay. I do remember, so my apartment was over there just right above the office. But those apartments over there, that was like my first experience with like loud mariachi music, like very loud. Like
it's the norm out here.
Yeah, I had never experienced something like that before. And I couldn't hear my CRT TV over it because it was so loud. I got a megaphone. And
you never told me this.
I would stand outside and try to yell through the megaphone to ask them to turn it down, and it did not work.
Technically, sound curfew's 10 or 11 on weekends, so you'd have to deal with it till that point, and then you could be a snitch.
When I moved in here, I remember coming to see it, and there was this old guy that ran it, and he's probably dead now. I mean, I hope he's not, but he was old then. And he, like, brought us into his apartment, and his wife keeps, like, telling him that, like, the beans are done. Like, they were, like, boiling beans on the stove. And I think of him every time I boil beans on the stove. But anyway, he was like, you're going to want to live here. This is going to be like the best place you've ever lived. And it had an elevator, so I thought it was the fanciest place I had
Honestly,
ever
because I used to live in an apartment with an elevator on the 3rd floor. It's pretty fancy.
Yeah, we live with an elevator now, and I'm glad it's there.
Hell yeah.
I bet it looks exactly the same since it was erected.
Yeah. Maybe they painted over some cockroaches. That's about it.
There were no cockroaches in this building.
Paint over some mice. I don't know.
There was a nice old man boiling beans.
Paint over the old man and his beans.
He would not.
The old landlord special.
When's the last time you boiled beans on the stove?
Never. I just buy Taco Bell.
Because
Leave
for
it at
me,
that.
it was probably like last week. You should always, if you can, boil a bunch of beans on the stove and then just put them in the freezer because they're way better than beans out of a can. All right.
It's Hayward, the heart of the bay.
It's Hayward.
The Hayward Botanical Garden.
Welcome to Hayward Botanical Gardens.
See how lush it is.
Yeah. All right, let's make it to our last stop.
Okay. So here we are at the East Bay Botanical Garden.
Yeah, this is where I went to college, at the East Bay Botanical Gardens.
This is where I flunked out of college.
Well, all that matters is you finish eventually.
Yeah, I finished online.
I didn't start here. In fact, this was my, 3rd college by the time I finished.
This was my first college because I had a good enough SAT score to get in here instead of going straight to community college. And I had Asian parents. I still have them. And they're like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to go to real college, quote unquote, as opposed to community college. And that was a big mistake. I didn't have a plan. It was just like, oh, cool. My parents will get off my back if I go to real college.
Isn't that why everybody goes to college?
Some people actually have a plan when they're 15, which is insane to me now I think about it.
But people like us only went to college because you were supposed to do something.
I only went to college because I'm Asian. We need to give the history of this university's name. It is currently known as Calstateeastbay. It used to be known as Calstate Hayward. They changed it because apparently Hayward had a negative connotation attached to it. It didn't.
This is where I learned geography in the 2000s.
This is where I failed general ed.
This is the only university that I've ever gone to or been affiliated with that hasn't wronged me in some way. And now you say, oh, I went to Cal State East Bay. Nobody knows where that is unless they're from here.
They have a vague idea.
People sometimes think I went to Berkeley.
Truth be told, when you talk to people about the East Bay who aren't from here at all or never been here, they're going to think Berkeley or Oakland.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fair.
If you think I went to Berkeley, it's fine.
This is one of the few things that Holly has brought me to that's taller than me.
Yeah, these letters are taller than you. The San Francisco leg lengthening surgery has only come so far.
That's true.
An interesting story I thought of, because we're going to the airport when we leave here, is that when I went here, I had a couple classes that were at night. I don't even know where I obtained it, but I had to park in, these big commuter parking lots, and I was by myself, obviously. And so I had this big, it wasn't really a pocket knife, it was bigger than that, in my bag. And then I went to the airport and put my thing through. And you always think when you're going through TSA, what if I have a gun, even though you don't own a gun? Yeah. But they're like, do you have any weapons on you? And I was like, no, of course not. And they're like, well, what about this? And they pull out my big parking lot knife. And I was like, I'm going to jail. I had to throw it away. Well, I had the option to mail it to myself. I chose to throw it away. Yeah. It's a lot nicer here than I remember.
Yeah, I mean, they spruce stuff up. They've added stuff. There used to be a big, tall building that you could see from any part of this part of the East Bay because we're on top of a big hill. And they blew it up in 2012, 2014, something like that. And now you can't see it anymore and you drive around and it feels kind of empty. Yeah,
there's nothing really notable here. It's just a commuter school.
Yeah, it's not a bad school.
No, if you're interested in geography, I would recommend it. Is there anything else to say here?
It's just a nice day here at the East Bay Botanical Gardens.
Yes. Thank you for coming along on our trip to all of the botanical gardens.
All right, Matt. This bonus content, the DLC. So what'd you think of the Winchester Mystery House?
I don't know if it's worth the price of admission. I feel like it was hyped up to be a bunch of doors that go to nowhere and stuff like that. And it seemed like there was one. And it seemed like just the result of bad craftsmanship.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah. Next question. Speaking of downtown San Jose, what do you think of the seminal psychedelic first hit, Love My Wife?
It's a great song. It's classic.
It really is.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Timeless Coffee?
That was very good.
I can imagine. I was there, but I didn't get anything.
No, it was timeless.
Ooh, I like that. What'd you think about the Taco Bell on the beach in Pacifica?
Would not recommend.
Honestly, I feel like everything else Pacifica is better to check out than that.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, I'm glad I went there, but I don't think I would ever go back.
Are you?
Probably like, where else are you going to see a Taco Bell on the beach, you know? So
That's fair.
I felt like it was all right, but no, I wouldn't go back. And the experience was, maybe if I was like 20 years old, it would be all right.
Actually, yeah, that would make sense. Like you're 20, you have a friend's 21, they sneak you like a spiked Baja Blast, no one knows.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, punk rock. What'd you think of like the big ass trees?
I like the trees.
So we got to ask the hard hitting question now. Okay. Are you going to sue for the leg lengthening surgery only lasting 24 hours?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it'd be a permanent thing, you know?
Yeah, I did extend my legs to a 52-inch inseam. And as you can see, didn't take. So, I'm going
unfortunate.
We'll have to speak with the lawyers about that because...
That's false advertising.
Get what you pay for it.
All right, Battery, signing out.